Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and in this video we are going to talk about subject known as mechanical technology. And basically mechanical technology comprises of production and manufacturing. And in this mechanical technology subject we are going to discuss about the first MCQs of this metal cutting. Now this is important with respect to your RTO examination point of view. Now let's start. The first question: reaming is an operation of. Now reaming is an operation of. The correct answer is D. Sizing and finishing a hole. Now here you can see here. So there is already drilled hole, right? There is already a drilled hole, right? And here basically these surfaces need surface finish, and that's why reaming is used. Now as you can see here, there is a counter boring and tapping operation. In counter boring we enlarge the already drilled hole. So we enlarge the already drilled hole in counter boring operation. And in tapping operation, basically what we do is, there is already a drilled hole, and in that drilled hole we have to produce this kind of threads. So that is a tapping operation. It is an operation done for forming internal threads by means of tool called as tap, right? Next question: universal dividing head is used to perform a milling operation by. Option is plane indexing, indirect indexing, differential indexing, compound indexing. So the correct answer is plane indexing. Here you can see this is a universal dividing head, and this is a indexing plate. Basically this is indexing plate, and this universal dividing head is used to perform milling operation by plane indexing, right? As you can see here, this is a indexing plate for plane indexing operation. Now the third question is, in grinding operation for grinding harder material, please read the question carefully. For grinding harder material, which of the which of the following is used? So coarse grain size is used, fine grain size is used, medium grain size is used, any grain size may be used. So now we are talking about the grinding wheel. In grinding wheel there are these grains. So which kind of grinding wheel is used? So here any grain size can be used, because you see in grinding operation for grinding harder material any grain size may be used, because harder material grinding requires softer wheel and vice versa. The bonding strength of a grit is of importance, not the size of a grain. Grain size plays role for accommodating chips, right? So here any grain size may be used. Now you can see here the grinding wheel, and the material removal is taking place from this side. There is a coolant, there is a workpiece, and this is a grinding wheel. Basically grinding operation is used for to finish surface finish of the tool, right? As we use the tool in lathe machine, and the tool wear takes place, so for that we use grinding. Now the next question: when turning long shaft on a lathe, its bending can be prevented by running the shaft at low speed, using high speed, using sturdy machine, using steady rest. So for turning a long shaft on a lathe machine, the correct answer is using a steady rest. As you can see here, this is a rest. We all have seen lathe machines, right? So sometimes for stability the workpiece is mounted on this rest. Now the next question, the operation of shaping a grinding wheel is called as. So the correct answer is dressing. Not truing, not aligning, not balancing. The correct answer is dressing. As you can see here, we call it as a dressing. Dressing removes loading and breaks away the glazed surface so that the sharp abrasive particles are again presented to work, right? This is done with various type of dresser. A common type of dresser is known as star dresser. This you can see here the diagram of the star dresser. Now the next question is, in which of the following operations on lathe will the spindle speed be minimum? Now for the spindle speed to be minimum, we have to find some operation like where very minimum spindle speed is required. It is not knurling, not taper turning, not fine finishing. It is thread cutting. You can see here thread cutting operation. In thread cutting operation, we require very low spindle speed. The speed of the spindle here is very low, right? You can see here speed of the spindle is very low. So in threading operation, very less speed is required of the spindle. As you can see here, this is the thread we are producing, right? Next question, question number 7. For drilling operation, the cylindrical job should always be clamped on. So many of us have seen that the drilling operation, the job is clamped on the V block, right? For a V block, as you can see here, this is a V block, right? And this is the workpiece that is mounted, and this is the drilling tool. So on the V block for drilling, the workpiece is mounted. This is workpiece, right? Next question, which of the following machines does not require quick return mechanism? Now this is very important and very famous question, and many of the examination have asked this question, and it came in SSCG 2009. So remember, which of the following machines does not require quick return mechanism? The answer is broaching machine. The answer is broaching machine. As you can see here, in broaching, material removal is high, right? So in single stroke, lot of material is getting removed, lot of material removal takes place, right? That's why there is no need of quick return mechanism in broaching, right? And here you can see this is quick return mechanism, right? So in slaughter, shaper and planer, this operation is used. Milling machine is classified as horizontal or vertical type depending on the position of. The question number 9, milling machine is classified as horizontal or vertical type depending on the position of. So the correct answer is spindle. Now here you can see this is spindle, right? This is spindle. Now the spindle, consider the spindle axis. This is the spindle axis. Now this axis is vertical. This axis is vertical. That's why this is vertical spindle, vertical milling, right? This is vertical milling. And here you can see this is the spindle. The spindle axis is this. This is the spindle axis, and this axis is horizontal, right? And that's why this is horizontal milling. So as you can see here, the milling machine is classified as horizontal or vertical depending on the position of spindle, right? So A is the right answer. Then next question, the question number 10, discontinuous chips are formed when machining. Now you know there are three types of chips are formed when machining. First is continuous, right? Continuous. Second is discontinuous. Third is continuous with built up edge. Built up edge, right? And now the continuous chips are formed in ductile material. The correct answer is A, because you see the ductile material are soft, and in soft material continuous chips are formed. Next question. So here you can see these are the types of chip: continuous chip, discontinuous chip, built up, continuous chip with built up edge, right? So if there is a high cutting speed is there, so continuous chip with built up edge, this kind of chips are formed for high cutting speed, right? And remember, for ductile material, both this and these kind of chips are formed, but these continuous chip with built up edge chips are found at high speeds, which is not desirable, right? So please remember this, and it is very important question, because and it is asked in SSC JEE 2010. Now question number 11, size of the shaper is specified by. The correct answer is A, the length of the stroke, not the size of the table, not the maximum size of the tool, not the ratio of forward to return stroke. Here you can see the size of the shaper is because of the length of this forward stroke, right? This is the size of the shaper. This determines the size of the shaper, right? That's why the length of the stroke defines the size of the shaper. Correct answer is A. Next question, the following type of chip is produced when? Question number 12, when machining ductile material. As we have discussed earlier, for ductile material we get continuous chips, right? Continuous chips. Also continuous chips with built up edge, but continuous chips with built up edge we get at high speeds. Now here the correct answer would be continuous chip with built up edge, because here it didn't specify as such, so we have to consider that it is at a higher speed, and that's why it is continuous chip with built up edge. The correct answer is C. Here you can see continuous chip with built up edge. Question number 13, select the correct sequence of the following parameters in descending order of influence on the tool life. So this is also a very important question, asked in many examinations, guys. Please remember this question, very important question, right? Now feed rate, depth of cut, cutting speed, in descending order it is asking. So the correct answer is 3, 1 and 2. So for the influence on tool life, first cutting speed is responsible, then we have feed, and then depth of cut. So speed, feed, depth of cut, this is the descending order of influence on tool life. Now the next question, in taper turning operation the maximum and the minimum diameter of the job are capital D and small d respectively. What is the taper angle if the job length is L? Guys, this is also an important question, because it is directly asking you the taper angle, right? The taper angle. So in taper turning operation, the half angle, that is tan alpha, is given by this d, capital D minus small d by 2L, right? Where alpha is half angle. Remember, this is half angle. Capital D is maximum diameter of the job, small d is minimum diameter of the job, and L is length of the job. Now the taper angle is given by taper angle is given by, this is half angle guys, so 2 alpha. 2 alpha is complete angle. Here you can visualize like this. This is alpha, right? So this is half angle, half taper angle. So complete taper angle will be 2 alpha, right? So 2 alpha is equals to 2 tan inverse of small d minus 2l, right? So the correct answer is A. Here you can see this is half angle, right? This is complete angle. Question number 15. Orthogonal cutting system is also called. Now the orthogonal cutting system, as we know, it is a two-dimensional cutting system. Remember guys, this is also very important question asked in many examination. Two-dimensional cutting system. Here you can see this is orthogonal cutting system. Here workpiece direction is this and tool direction is this, and the angle between them is 90 degree, that is here. So the cutting is, for differentiating between the two, it is known as two-dimensional cutting, and for oblique cutting, this is the direction, this is the direction at an angle, right? So that is three-dimensional cutting. Remember this is very important. Question number 16. In shaper, metal is removed during. In shaper, metal is removed. The correct answer is forward stroke only. Forward stroke only, right? Here you can see in the animation, in this forward stroke only the material removal is taking place. This forward stroke, right? For the forward stroke, material removal, right? So the correct answer is A, forward stroke only. Question number 17. Quick return mechanism is incorporated in. Now we have seen it many times. It is in shaping machine. This is the earlier video. This is of shaping machine. Shaping machine, right? Shaping means basically, if we have a workpiece here, we want to reduce the workpiece, right? So this is the shaping operation. We have to remove the extra material from here. That is the shaping operation. So quick return mechanism is incorporated in shaping machine, because in forward stroke only material removal takes place. Next question guys. Here you can see this is quick return. This angle is quick return angle, and yeah, this is forward stroke for material removal, and as you can see quickly it is getting returned, right? Now question number 18. For which machines are very large speed range required? So here you can see the find the answer by elimination. So elimination, it is not shaping, right? In shaping, not a large speed is required. No, large speed is not required in shaping, not in planing also. So in drilling, we have seen many drilling operations in workshop technology. In drilling also that much speed is not required, but in grinding, when we are grinding a tool which is hard material, right, which is very hard, so we need high speed, right? High speed of grinding wheel, right? High speed of grinding wheel. Next question 19. Which part of the cutting tool is prone to crater, right? Crater wear, prone to crater wear. Here the correct answer is face. We'll see how. Now this is the face of the tool, and face of the tool. So here you can see this is a workpiece, and here we have, so this is a tool, this is workpiece. So this is the face of the tool, right? This is the face of the tool, and basically the crater wear is like this. This is the crater wear. This is the crater wear. The tool material gets removed because due to high heat and friction. high heat and friction are responsible for this. So that's why prone to crater wear is face of the cutting tool, right, this part. Now the size of the shaper is specified by. So guys, we did a lot of question about shaper. Now the size of the shaper is specified by maximum travel of the cutting tool, right, maximum travel of the cutting tool. Railway rails are generally made of. This is very practical question, because we study in many books, but it is difficult to visualize practically, and not many books have given examples of practical example basically. So railway rails are generally made up of alloy steel containing 0.8 to 0.9 carbon, and this is important, also asked in SSCG 2012. Now 22. In case of slotting machine, cutting action takes place in. In case of slotting machine, cutting action takes place in. The correct answer is downward stroke. So here you can see this is a slotting machine. So in downward stroke, basically this is a workpiece. So in downward stroke there is a cutting action takes place. So guys, please remember the diagram also. Now the next question, in drill operation, right, in drill operation, torque is equal to the axial force, torque is more than axial force, torque is less than axial force, torque is half the axial force, right? So in drilling operation, the correct answer is C, torque is less than axial force. So consider like this is workpiece right here, right, and you are drilling this workpiece, right. Now this is the axial force. We have to exert a lot of axial force so that this drill gets penetrate into this workpiece, right. This drill get penetrates into this workpiece, and that's why the torque is less than axial force. Now here you can see in drilling operation we have to push it from here, so the axial force along the axis is more than the torque. This is the torque, more than the torque. Lathe bed is made up of. Question number 24, lathe bed is made up of. The correct answer is cast iron. While using high speed steel tool on lathe, the speed of the chuck will be lowest while machining. The correct answer here is aluminum. So you have to remember this. The aluminum is softer than brass, and brass is softer than copper, right. So aluminum is much softer, right. So the speed of the chuck will be lowest in machining aluminum. Now 26. When turning mild steel, if the area of the cross section of the cut remains constant, the cutting force will be minimum if the depth of the cut is. The correct answer is D, half the feet per revolution. Cutting force will be minimum when the depth of the cut is minimum. So depth of cut is half the feet per revolution, right. Now the next question, the most important requisite of a cutting tool material is. This is very important question, important in respect of various examinations, and this is asked in SSCJ 2013. The most important requisite of a cutting tool material is. The 27. The correct answer is C, red hot hardness. Red. And guys, please remember other important requisite of cutting tool. that is, first is high toughness. Toughness is also prerequisite for a cutting tool. Hot hardness, which is given in the option here, right here. And third is high wear resistance, right? The most important requisite of a cutting tool material is this. Now the angle between the face and the flank of the single point cutting tool is known as, lip angle. Face and the flank of the cutting tool, single point cutting tool. Here you can see this is a single point cutting tool, and this angle is known as lip angle. This is face, this is flank, right? So this is known as lip angle. Next question number 29. Tool signature comprises of how many elements? So here the correct answer is answer B, 7. So this is important because this is factual based question. Not many of us know these kind of questions, and we get confused in the examination. That's why this is important. So tool signature comprises of how many elements? Correct answer is 7. As you can see here, this is the designation. First is this angle, this is first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So basically 7 elements are there, 7 angles are there. As you can see here, back rake angle, side rake, back clearance angle, side clearance angle, and cutting angle, approach angle, nose radius, etc. Now the last question for this part 1 of metal cutting MCQs. A half nut is basically a very clever and important question according to the exam point of view. A half nut is, the correct answer is, this is D. Half nut is mechanism that locks the lathe carriage to the lead screw for the thread cutting. In workshop we already did this thread cutting operation, and there was this we have to adjust the lead screw for the threading operation, and for adjusting the lead screw this half nut is used. As you can see here, this is the half nut, right? This is the half nut. We have to adjust this half nut for the threading operation, right? So thank you guys for listening to this video, and I appreciate very much. Thank you.